Hare Krishna. Everybody is attached to material life only because of identification. We want a permanent identity for ourselves, and somehow that keeps slipping in material life. We're constantly changing our things. We cannot permanently say that this is my perfect identity, and so people are always very disturbed, and so they hold on to whatever they can get, thinking that I might lose this at any time. And most of the time, it's filled with anxiety because we don't know for how long this identity that we have grabbed for ourselves will last. But actually, the identity that comes very naturally to us is our eternal identity of being a servitor of Krishna. We don't have to struggle for it. We don't have to grab it. We don't have to be attached to it and be anxious that I might lose it, because it is there for us permanently, and it keeps on increasing. And as much as you desire, you can keep on having it. And in new and exciting ways, you can serve the Lord and feel so happy. It's expanding, unlimited, and joyful without any anxiety. Then why don't we grab for that? Simply because we don't know what it is to be a servant of the Lord. How wonderful and nectarian it is, freedom, free from all stress and anxieties. Even if we are very, very active, even if we are externally so anxious to perform a service for Krishna very perfectly, still it doesn't cause any great stress or some kind of wearing out of our uh, spirits, or any other material anxieties are not caused by this devotional service to Krishna, because all the strength, all the inspiration, all the knowledge, intelligence, everything is coming from Krishna, who is in unlimited. And because we are doing it out of love for Krishna, it satisfies us completely. It is joyfully performed. Devotional service is always joyfully performed. If it's not performed joyfully, then there is something wrong happening. Maybe we're not completely doing it out of love for Krishna. There is something for our material identity, and that is causing us strain and stress. So, in this way, gradually, as we understand what is our real identity by giving the results to Krishna in all our activities, then one fine day will realize how perfectly enjoyable and happy we are in simply being a humble servant of Krishna. It may be just simply, it means that there is no stress in it. But being the servant of Krishna is the topmost position that anyone can get to. And whatever that service may be, it completely satisfies the soul and very easily obtained. All we need to do is beg Krishna that please let me serve you. And there it is there for us. And no wonder that Bharat Maharaja also had come to this realization that service was such a wonderful thing. He must have performed all his kingly duties also in this mode of service. We can see that as a continuation in the when he the why he got attached to the deer also was because he, out of compassion, he started serving the deer. But somewhere he wasn't completely a little sentimental attachment grew. That's because he was not completely free from the body. He was in the bhava stage, and he hadn't completely come to the prema stage, which is fully transcendental. So in that small trace of material attachment identification, his discretion got clouded, and at that time, if he had consulted his guru, he might have been saved. But somehow he thought this was not very important, that he took his own decision, and that cost him his spiritual life, and he had to actually take birth as a deer, and it got delayed. And then he took extra care in his life as Jada Bharata, not to get materially attached or sentimentally attached to anything. So, but of course, in that life, he was already a self realized soul, and he was mentally serving Krishna, internally completely connected to Krishna, even though externally he might not have performed any services. And that's why it was very misleading for King Rahuguna, who thought that he was just an ordinary, a dullard, because externally he was not doing anything. But when he starts speaking about Krishna consciousness, he understood what a great soul he was. So internally, internal active, that happens in the very advanced stage where we no longer identify with the body and are constantly trying how to serve Krishna. And that's the highest stage, and you can achieve anything at all at that stage, because um, whatever we want to do is a perfect motivation of giving pleasure to Krishna. Hare Krishna.